going the distance. He's going for speed. What's up, YouTube? How are y'all today? Coming at you with another video. It's been a long time since I've done one, so I was like, hey, let's get this thing started again. Woo! Not today, birdie. You see that? Oh, man. Whew! Almost fell over. It's too early. It's like 6 something, man, to be honest with you. Oh, blinker's still on. See, I'm not used to that. So this may be a different view that you guys are seeing today. Well, that's because I got me a Grom! I got a 2019 Honda Grom 125. I think the technical term is like MSX 125. This thing's pretty sweet. Got a good deal on it. It's kind of an interesting story how I got it, to be honest with you. For starters, I've wanted a Grom for a long time, to be honest, and I really haven't found like a really good deal on one. I didn't want to pay $3,000 for a brand new one. I was like, man, this is just insane. I'm not going to do it. Because to be honest, you know, if you go to a dealer, it's going to be about $4,000 for you to get one. And so I was like, nah, man, I'm not going to pay that. Nah, it's not going to happen, you know? And so I've been sitting there scouring Facebook, you know, looking on Craigslist and other platforms as well, Cycle Trader. And, you know, a lot of the deals that I have seen come across, you know, were, you know, for dealerships. And I was like, man, I don't want a dealer bike unless they got one for like a really good price. And so I found one from a guy in Tennessee, and I was like, man, all right, let me see this. And, you know, he wanted $2,200, and I was like, hey, that sounds like a great idea. But then I found one at an auction, and the current bid price was like $1,400. I was like, hey, let me see how this auction goes, and then I will also message this guy to see if I can meet up with him and just buy it off of him, or see if he can hold it at least. So what happened was, the morning of the auction, got up around 10 o'clock. The auction ended roughly around 11:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh man, let me do this. And so I did the auction, went and checked it out, and then I was like, all right, cool, you know, let me log in, check it out. Sitting there logging in, I was like, all right, bid ends, you know, 30 minutes. All right, let me put my bid in, you know, let me get in the game, coach. And as long as the bids weren't, you know, over $2,200, you know, that was my limit. That's what I was set at. So it was a 2017 and had 1,000 miles on it. It was red. It had a couple scrapes on it, to be honest with you. And I was like, whatever, you know, I could deal with that. But it had an aftermarket exhaust, some LEDs, yada yada yada. And I was like, okay, I could deal with that. You know, get a wrap kit, do something, you know. I could live with that. But anyways, I go to log in again at 11:02 5 and the website crashes. And I'm freaking out. I'm telling my wife, I'm like, babe, it's down. I'm calling the auction company. I'm like, yo, bro, your site's down. I'm trying to win this Grom. And they're like, oh, man, we're working on it. Our IT guys are here, you know, yada, yada, yada. I was like, all right, hurry up. He's like, don't worry, we're going to extend the bidding by an hour. And I was like, all right, cool. And so I wasn't stressing anymore. Well, I kind of was, because I really, you know, I wanted this Grom. And I think 11:20, the website comes back up, and like a bunch of dudes, you know, enter bids on it. And I was like, man, what the heck? And so I was like, whatever. The bid was at like $1,900. I was like, dang. So then on the little ticker on the website, it was like, oh, bidding ending in 5 minutes. I was like, dude, I thought they were going to extend it. I was like, what the heck? Why the ticker? So I was like, man, I got to put a bid in. So I was like, look, I'm going to get this Grom. And so I put the bid in for $2,000. And, yep, it was, ticker went down. It was like 2 seconds. I put the bid in. And then all of a sudden, bam, extended by an hour. I was like, what the heck? So I was like, look, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have to sit here and wait. Well, I had been messaging the guy in Tennessee. I was like, hey, man, do you got title in hand? Do you have all this? Do you got all that? He's like, no, man, it's finance. It's through the bank. You can just give me cash. I was like, look, man, I'm not going to give you cash, although I have cash. You know, he's like, oh, cash at me. I was like, nah, man. I was like, you got PayPal at least? And he's like, no, I don't have PayPal, but you can give me cash or Cash App or, you know, something like that. I was like, nah, man. So the deal was sounding a little sketch at first, and then it got real sketchy, and I was like, nah, man, I'm not having this no more. So 11:30 in the morning, Friday morning, I'd search Facebook again, and literally this Grom that I'm sitting on pops up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so I check out, I see how much it is. You know, the guy's asking $3,500 for it, but it's got everything, and I mean everything that I have, like everything that I would do to this Grom has already been done. And I can't complain, man, to be honest with you. Like, this guy who I bought it from has he's got some grateful taste. So I messaged him. I was like, yo, man, call me. Here's my number. And I also see that he's part of another Facebook group that I'm a part of. And I was like, look, man, I'm part of this Facebook group with you. You know, we got things in common. I was just trying to win him over because I was like, yo, man, I'm probably sure that you got some other people lined up to come see this thing. And so I was like, man, call me. And he's like, all right, cool, I'll call you. And so he did. And I was like, look, man, I want your Grom. I want it today. I was like, I got cash in hand, man. And he's like, well, I got somebody looking at it, hopefully looking at it today. I was like, I will come get it right now. And he's like, oh. He's like, yeah, the other guy was just going to come look. I was like, no, I will buy it right now. And he's like, all right, cool. And so we haggled on the price a little bit. He was really looking to get $3,500 out of it. And I had $3,000 in cash. I was like, look, man, this is a cash deal. No banks, no nothing. You give me title, you get cash. And he's like, all right, cool. And then I gave him a couple Subaru parts because, you know, Subarus are awesome. And so $3,000 in some Subaru parts came out to a good deal. But anyways, that's how we did it. I got the Grom, and then like an hour later, some dude on Facebook hits me up. He's like, hey, man, did you buy that today? And I was like, yeah, bro, what's up? And he's like, man, I was supposed to buy that. dude, like, you bamboozled us. I was like, man, what the heck? I was like, get out of here. Should have came up with some more money. Dude was offering like $2,500 or something like that. But, you know, whatever. Anyways, man, this is a great bike. I really like it. Let's see. What can I say about it? You know, it's got the Pro Taper bars, LED flush mounts, fender eliminator. It's got a flat seat. It's got grips. It's got pedals, like aftermarket foot pedals. It's got an exhaust, Power Commander 5 intake. I'm telling you, this thing's got a lot on it. And to be honest with you, I don't think this dude probably bought this thing for like $4,000 or $3,000 and sank another $3,000 into it, which is insane. Whew, fogging up in here. All right, so I'm not gonna get a light unless somebody comes, which is the real bad part about being on a Grom. And it just, honestly, it kind of sucks. And I don't see anybody. All right, here we go. Not breaking the law. State of Alabama says if you're there for a while, you can skip the light, which is kind of nice, to be honest with you with that, because I was going to take photos of this thing the first day I got it, at our local bakery, Edgar's. If you've never been, you should go. It's a great place. But man, this intake, man, I'm telling you, it's pretty cool. Nah, Edgar's, man, Edgar's is a great bakery. Very local. I think they got about 2 or 3 shops now here in Huntsville. They're doing phenomenal things. Ooh, that's a horn. I'm still getting used to the controls. It's way different than the Harley. So when I first got it, I turned on the left and I left it on for like miles on end, and my wife was right behind me and she calls me. She's like, hey dummy, your turn signal's still on. I was like, oh man, let me turn that off, because you know, on the Harley it's got the left and the right turn signal indicators. You know, and as soon as you lean and come back up, you know, it fixes itself, you know, it turns off. And so that, you know, whatever. Man, they built these things quick. There was nothing there a couple weeks ago. But then again, COVID-19 has pretty much shut everything down and everybody's been at home, so, nah. So let's see, but yeah, man, this is, I mean, I like this Grom. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is pretty dope, man. You know, there's little things on here that I wouldn't have thought of, you know, especially like these pegs, man. I wouldn't have never thought about a peg, you know. Although I got aftermarket pegs on the Harley, I wouldn't have thought about the Grom, you know. So I was pretty happy with the price and with everything that I got it for. Oh, please let me make this light and not go flying. Woo, that was pretty sweet. Made that light. Because to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. Dang. Oh, okay, good. They're tearing it down. I was like, man, wind must have got that. It's been pretty windy the last couple days here. It's storming, raining. Hopefully it doesn't rain today, because I don't feel like going home wet. But yeah, man, I'm real happy with it. The wife's happy with it. We got this kind of as a learner bike for her, and the little play toy putz around Grom Venture thing for me. The real inspiration that I've got for this I'm not gonna lie, it's Blockhead Moto. I know I mentioned him a lot in a lot of my photos or a lot of videos. Yeah, man, he's a guy who to be honest with you, I see a lot of his videos, and you know, it's got a lot of inspiration in it. And so, you know, he had a 2017 FX TLS, the Dyno Lowrider S, and I also had one as well. And you know, I learned a lot from him doing mods and whatnot from him. And then he got his Grom, and I was like, yo man, that thing looks dope. Let me see what I can get. And so that's where the inspiration came from. But we really wanted it, you know, really wanted to get my wife into riding motorcycles and whatnot. And so I think this is a great little starter bike for her. And so, to be honest with you, the first day we got back, I took my son for a ride because it was his, to be honest, it was his day to ride. I had told him that, hey man, let's go for a little ride. And so he was all for it. So we went around the block for a little bit. And I brought it home, brought it out to the backyard, and my wife, we did like 2 laps around the backyard, and my wife comes out, and she's like, get off, it's my turn. I was like, yeah, buddy. So we kind of sat out back for, you know, a good 30 minutes, almost to an hour, learning the, you know, the clutch, you know, trying to go, whatnot like that. She stalled it a bunch of times, to be honest with you, but hey, you know what? It's all right, she's learning. I tried to teach her on the Harley a long time ago, when we lived in Hawaii. I had 16-inch T-bars on a street bob, and yeah, man, that was insane. And it wasn't really a good learning experience for her to try and learn on a, you know, 16-inch T-bar when she's only like 5'8", you know. I'm 6 foot, you know, and they were well above my head. So, but you know, it's whatever. But anyways, I'm almost at my destination, and it's been great. We're gonna have to get this thing out more and do some more adventures, you know. But anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.